Who's driving? What the?
Friend, because Dumaguete is really known for being the place for gentle people, so we usually welcome them. And
Oh my
there's
gosh.
when I was exposed to poverty,
Oh,
so we feel
thank
like
you.
A special interview for you. We have two students from a university in Dumaguete.
so at first I don't really mind, that mom's in a relationship with a foreigner because me at first that this one Michael and honestly Uncle Michael talks like really formal, so I was like maybe he's a scammer. It's just that when she first said that to me, I was like, is he kind or
Yeah.
yeah? Do you think that you're compatible? Because and that's aunt told us that there's gonna be someone who's gonna be joining in our family because the language barrier. We're not really used to speaking in English, and sure. So like
Yeah.
for
I
now,
love your internship. Yeah. What country, as of right now, would you pick? Do you?
right now,
Yeah.
economy wise, I think.
Would you be more influenced to go to another country? as well?
Yes, of course, 100% ever
Wow.
since I was born.
Wow. Why don't you tell us really how you feel?
Ever since I was like maybe 5 years old when I got it.
Hello, this is James from the Boss Upstairs again. I hope you're all doing good today. Today, we have a special interview for you. We have two students from a university in Dumaguete that are going to give you a general perspective of how it is to attend a university in Dumaguete. And they are in a blended family, so they'll give you a lot of different perspectives on a lot of different issues and subjects. So stay tuned, stick around. Here we go. Hello, ladies. How are you today?
Are feeling good.
Very
It's a
good.
fine day.
Well, good. So I'm going to start here. Can you introduce yourself for the to the audience?
So hello everyone. My name is Shanice and you can call me Shan and I'm from Dumaguete.
Mm.
Hello everyone. I am Sophia. You can call me Fiang. And also I'm from Dumaguete. And we're both cousins.
Okay, well, great. So can we start with some questions for you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So this is going to be about college life in an expat town of Dumaguete, where you both live right now, and you live in a blended family with a foreigner that your mom is in a relationship. So
Yes.
the first question is what made you choose Dumaguete for college studies? Now, this may be an obvious answer because you live
Yeah,
there.
we live
Yeah.
in Dumaguete.
Anything like why didn't you say, hey mom, I want to really go to a different, school or a different town, or
Mm-hmm.
is there anything about Dumaguete and the universities in Dumaguete that really appeal to you?
Yeah. You want to answer it? Okay, so aside from the fact that it is really accessible for it, since we live there, it's Dumaguete is actually called the university province, meaning that a lot of the foreign students or students from other provinces, let's say for Cebu, from Bacolod, from Manila, go to Dumaguete to actually experience the kind of universities that they have. And in all honesty, it's actually just traffic because of a lot of universities that are open. So meaning by just the fact by it, that the universities there are really good. And I think that I do not have to cross to another place just to study because it is really a quality, when it, in terms of education, academic settings, and they offer a lot of like, courses that are actually liked by a lot of the students here.
Well,
Yes,
great.
and also, in fact, Dumaguete has this university called Silliman, which is one of the famous university, and also they got the like top in the
Yeah,
global.
top global,
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
they
correct?
they also have hospitals.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that the Suman, the hospital, the famous hospital was out there too. Yeah. And people think of Dumaguete, like even myself, I thought, well, Dumaguete and a lot of foreigners land there pretty much when they move from the States or from the UK or Australia, wherever. So it's a well-known town
Yeah.
for foreigners and expats to retire, and I guess there is a lot of digital nomads out there as well. A lot of
Yeah.
YouTubers out there also. So Okay. Well, the next question we have, thank you for enlightening the audience on that too. Thank you. Is how does it feel studying in a city known for having many expats and foreign retirees? How does that like? Do you see a lot of them around? Do people? I mean, do you interact with foreigners on that level, or
So, I think it doesn't feel anything different because, Dumaguete is really known for being, the place for gentle people. So we usually welcome them, and there's not like, boundary between, foreigners and the locals. So I think, it feels nice to actually have them in our place because it makes us be open-minded towards the global perspective of, different cultures. And we're exposed to like, oh, this is how they live in their place. And, we have different adjustments. And with that, I think we can learn a lot from each other. So it feels good to have them. Yeah.
nice?
I think she already said
Okay,
everything.
yeah, she probably said
Yeah,
it
she
all.
said
Stop hogging the show. Let's see. Well, okay, great. No, that's good to know because, like I said, I mean, Dumaguete has a name for itself in the expat community,
Yeah.
which is a good.
Yeah.
It's not a bad name. And a lot of people, some people, I shouldn't say a lot, but some people say, oh, there's just too many foreigners now in Dumaguete, and da, da, da. You know, it's not about the number or the quantity. It's about the people.
It's a lot of people. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and as an expat myself, I know uh, I I came out here obviously to get married, but I also came out here and I stay here because of the people.
People.
The
Yeah.
people like you, ladies, and others
Yeah.
who are friendly, who have a welcoming vibe,
Yes.
and in most towns actually. So, okay, let's move on to the next question, which is: do you think the presence of foreigners in Dumaguete has positively or negatively affected the student culture? So you think it's a bad thing or a good thing that there's a lot of foreigners in your hometown?
I don't think there's like really a negative effect on that because we students get to know them, we get to know their culture, we get to also experience how they act, we get to like we get to interact with them. And the thing is, we feel like we're already in another country if we interact with them. So like it feels like
So it's like, I haven't traveled to the
it feels like that.
and it feels like you're
Yeah.
there.
Like for example, you get to talk to like a Japanese. You feel like you're in Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a lot cheaper that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about you?
Well, I think it's more on a positive side. I think she already
She
mentioned my
already-
thoughts, but yeah, we get to experience a lot of like different kind of perspectives, and we get to again, from what I said earlier, we get to learn from each other and adjust when needed. So I think that's a great and positive impact towards us.
Okay, well, as an expat, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so in
Nice.
part two of this interview, we're going to go ahead and talk about how it is to grow up in a blended family with a foreigner. So we'll go ahead and start with the questions right now. Let's go at it. Let's go, girls. Let's do this.
So at first, I don't really mind, that mom's in a relationship with a foreigner because in our house, a lot of people would think that, being in a Filipino family, you need to really have to mingle with other businesses. Like you really have to, you don't, you shouldn't choose this. No, 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 no.
Right.
Well, we don't do that because we value individuality in our household. And in fact, there's so much independence, because, we live separately. And with that, I'm fine with mom, having different relationship with whatever nationality it is. It's just that when she first said that to me, I was like, is he kind? Or yeah. Do you think that you're compatible? Because that's what really matters, Relationship doesn't matter with, nationalities. It matters with who you're partner with. So I think if you think that I told her that if you think that you could actually go good together, then that's fine with me because, I'm old and she's old and like we're
Right.
already old enough to actually have a good decision of who we wanted to partner.
So that's great. So neither one of you judge each other on that.
We don't
on
do
that. on that cosmetic, surface level. It's more whether are you compatible with him, mom?
Yeah.
Do you get along with good? Because you want your mom's happiness,
Yeah.
just as your mom wants yours.
Yeah.
So,
Like those,
okay.
both
And,
ways.
and I happen to know Michael. So, and
Oh,
I think he's a really
he's a
good
great
guy.
guy.
We did his interview on the home tour of the new house that she'll be living in soon when it's
Yeah.
finished. So it's just not finished yet. So, okay. So on that note, we will move to the next question. What are some cultural habits or parenting differences you've observed with your stepfather? Do you mind if I call him a stepfather? Is that okay?
That's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Just want to make sure.
So when you compare it to the traditional fathers, or like a Filipino traditional father, they would usually make the decisions before you decide on something. They usually have a final say to it. But having a foreigner stepdad or something like something you look up to, they don't usually meddle on your businesses. They allow you to have this kind of individual decisions, and they allow you to like learn on your own, and they don't have a lot of say to that on whatever you do. They just support you. So I think that's a great difference. I'm not generalizing like all Filipino fathers would like have a
Right.
final say,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the
But it's
great
more of the
difference.
culture
Yeah.
out
Right.
here. Yeah.
Yes.
And in fact, I've had to sort of adapt to
Mm-hmm.
get used to
Have a
like,
final
yeah, like my wife saying, well, I don't know. It's up to you. It's like,
yeah.
well, but it's your thing. It's like,
Yeah.
why is it up to me?
Mhm.
Because that's how it works
That's
here. I'm
how,
like,
yeah.
oh, so, people can get drunk with that kind of power.
Mhm.
That's not safe sometimes,
Mhm.
but it's nice that it's not like that in
Yeah.
the household. Very, very good. Okay. So that moves us on to the next question, which we're going to see if you're involved in some of these questions. The one who's filming right now is the other guest. So we don't have our tripod, and
Yeah.
I'll say it doesn't matter. We
That's
just don't have
fine.
it. I didn't bring it with me, but, so next question is, in fact, it's addressed to you, actually. The one filming right now, the other guest, that's her cousin, just for clarity, you guys, okay? Just so you know. But the next question is, what's something your foreign stepdad brought into your life that, did I already ask you that?
Yeah. I think that already answered, like.
Okay. So you can cut that out. Okay. So then, okay. Okay. I think we're going to go now. You come on back in and then we'll do the rest of them. Okay. So we're back with both guests now, side by side. Yes, yes, yes. That's your moment of fame. There you go. You had your 4 seconds on this show anyway. Okay. So this question really is going to you, cousin.
Yes.
We want both of you framed though, because I like to see reactions. So, and the question is this. Silence. Okay. I'm glad you're editing. Okay. So actually, I'm sorry. The question really is to both of you, really. Okay. So this question is to both of you. But how does your cousin, who's sitting right next to you, react to having a foreigner in your household?
Okay, so at first, when Aunt told us that there's gonna be someone who's gonna be joining in our family, sorry, we were like kind of anxious because the language barrier. We're not really used to speaking in English, and sorry. So like,
Yeah, I like you're speaking. I'm Italian, and you're speaking very Italian because we speak with our hands.
yeah.
And your body, you're
Bonjour.
doing the gesture. Excellent,
Okay,
love it.
so kidding aside, we were kind of like anxious, but we asked Aunt if he's a good guy. That's like the first thing that we asked about her. And then we also asked her if she's sure about him, because there's a lot of also like scammers who like
Yes.
pretend that
Yes.
he's a foreigner, but they will like get your money and stuff.
Yes.
And so, and she's the one who told me at first that this one, Michael, and honestly, Uncle Michael talks like really formal. So I was like, maybe he's a scammer because he talks really formal. And I'm like, what if this is like already like he already like made a, it's a prompt. Yeah, it's a prompt. It was like that.
So you're hiding your purses and wallets. No, that's joking.
No, it was like that.
Sorry,
and then,
sorry, Michael.
and then when Aunt said that she already talked to this guy and she feels like he's good. And so we were like, okay, we accepted him.
That's great to hear.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's good. And were you apprehensive at all, or I mean, telling people that, oh yeah, my mom is in a relationship with a foreign man?
No, I'm not like a kind of person that will go and tell people that, oh, my mom is in a relationship with a foreign.
Yeah.
Like really, I actually kept that private since I think there's no reason that you have to tell people that my mom is in a relationship with a foreigner. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think it's the same with having.
Well, great. That's I'm glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like the household runs smoothly
Yeah, we're really good.
because you're individuals and you respect each other's
Yeah, really
individuality.
Mm-hmm.
How close are you two?
Like really close.
You're really
Yeah.
close.
Even our other cousins, we're really close. Like most of the people compliments us, our cousins.
We're like sisters and brothers.
because we're really close to each other.
Ah.
Yeah.
So they're jealous. Okay, well, let's go on to the next question. We're almost done with the interview, actually. This is for the psychology major. There she is, right there. That is her. And how has growing up in a blended family influenced your understanding of family dynamics of mental health?
I think that growing up in a blended family, you get to have a wider and a deeper understanding that each people, thinks differently. And with that, you have to have this empathy and like to have also an adjustment that you don't need to like feel anger when when someone is different. So with that, we just have this harmony with each other and unity in the family because we actually respect and value differences in our family. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow, that was a typical psychological answer too. No, kidding. That was very deep.
Very, very deep.
I didn't know half of the words she said. Even I don't understand it. I'm not that smart. Okay, so let's go on to the next question then. And again, psychology. Do you think psychology students in the Philippines need more exposure to multicultural or intercultural psychology?
I think it's not a need anymore since we're already exposed to a lot of like different cultures. It's just that we need to like have a deeper interactions with them because it's different when you're just surrounded with them, and it's different when you actually get to really know them and to interact with them. So I think psychology students are already exposed towards different cultures, but we need to just really interact and have a deeper understanding and get to know them more. So that's
Yeah, and I have a question too about like, so does it give you a better understanding of a different culture, whether it's American, German, French?
yeah.
Does it explain why different cultures do things different ways? And this is for
Yeah.
both of you because you're both exposed to foreigners in the city, in the town that you're in.
Yeah.
So I mean, like even down to the nuances, the way foreigners eat. Like how Americans will sometimes put a napkin on their lap,
Okay.
but out here,
We just
yeah,
we just
that's
do
right,
that. We
right.
even use our hands when we eat. Yeah.
When you eat rice,
Yeah.
which I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm going
It's
to. I
fun.
know I am. I know I am, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so does it? It's not as shocking anymore then.
No, it's not shocking anymore. Like in today's generation where social media is like rampant, you actually get to know a lot of differences in a culture in terms of just the videos and such. And I think there's a lot of, it's not like a different
New to us.
it's not new to us anymore.
And it's interesting you bring that up is because some of the Filipino family friends that my wife and I have, their children speak English at the dinner table when a lot of the parents don't even
Yeah.
Simply like you said, because of the videos and the exposure. I mean, all the way from Coco Melon cartoons to
Coco.
right, on up.
To Peppa Pig.
Yeah, there you go. See, they just
Yeah.
they're so adaptive, but yeah, that's good. So, and I'm too old to be adaptive. I
You
can't
can still,
change.
yeah, you can still adapt.
I'm like that. Yeah, I adapt very slowly though.
Yeah.
So, but okay, so moving on to the next question, and I believe it again. Oh no, actually, and okay. So now the question goes to our finance major over here.
Yes, it doesn't know how.
So the question is this: has your foreigner uncle, who is Michael, influenced you on how you think about money, budgeting, or financial planning, especially because he's from the US?
Okay, so first of all, Char. Okay, so as a financial management student, I have seen Uncle Michael since he's building a new house in Dumaguete. I have seen him budget his money. And so he's really tight of it. He really thinks practically about it. And that makes me realize that I really need to, I really need to, copy how he does it because I don't know how to manage my finances. Really.
Then you're taking the right course, the right major.
That's why I'm taking financial management. But the way how he manages his money, it's really inspiring to me because I know how he values the money that he earned in the US. And so that made me think that even just a peso, it has to be spent practically since nowadays we know that it's already like, the economy is growing and everything is expensive. So yeah, that's what I thought. And also saving is really important because saving is important so that in the future you get to enjoy it because that's what I have seen with Uncle Michael. I think he saved a lot from the past while he was working and then he get to enjoy it now. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, and it's hard. I know. And I do respect him for the same thing too.
Yeah.
He's very good at budgeting all of that, and I wish I was that good. Sometimes shiny objects catch our attention.
Yeah.
We want them, right? Yeah.
I mean, that's us.
Right. And you can see, and I've noticed one thing too about being in the Philippines. The Philippines is a lot about financing now, like anything, all in for 5K down on a new scooter or car. They're really putting a lot of Filipinos in debt.
Yeah.
Out
That's
here.
the thing.
So yeah, that's a pretty dangerous thing because debt destroys relationships.
Real.
As I'm sure we all know. So good piece of advice. Good piece of advice. Okay. So the next question for the finance major is this: do you think international finance literacy should be taught more in Philippines colleges, especially in towns like Dumaguete, where you live?
I don't think it really has to be taught more. I mean, like, it's already been, like, taught, like, deeper. In every universities, we already have that one. In fact, we already have, what do you call it? Once again, seminars. We have seminars for financial literacy. It's just that we have to be,
It's up to us.
I mean, it's up to us. Like, it has to be thought on ourselves. It has to be applied
Yeah.
to ourselves.
So
Yeah.
it's a matter of discipline.
Yeah, it's a
money,
matter of discipline.
and things like that. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't see really because we had two of our kids that are in college. One is graduated, but I see that their classes, even the class codes, some of them they mimic the ones in the U.S. or the same classes. So
Yeah, it's
teach
the
the
same.
same thing pretty much. It's just the culture that can tend to influence the student.
Yes.
Depending on what country you're in, So, yeah, we do value the same in other countries as well. So, okay. Moving on. What we're going to do now is get a candid You got that part. What we're going to do now is get a candid perspective and some advice from both of you. And I'm just going to continue on with this. We don't need to stop. So let me ask you both this question. Now, it's going to apply, actually, this question will apply to both of you. This one question, okay? Do you think this unique family, because you're both in the same family, you're cousins, so whatever uncle does affect your cousin,
The
and
entire
whatever
family.
her stepfather does affect the cousin.
Yeah.
Took you out of my start. Okay, so do you think this unique family and school setting is preparing you for a better global career or life abroad? Which spawns to a new set, like a new question. Life abroad.
I guess. Wait, what was the question?
So yeah, that's okay. So is you having a foreigner in the household as a father figure, as a stepfather, is it introducing you to have a desire to go abroad more and maybe take your skills and your education to a different country? And it could be for a number of reasons. Usually, like with nursing students, it's about the pay.
The pay. Yeah, the pay.
How in your career of psychology, I know psychology. I'm only a family counselor. I'm not a psychologist, but it's about billable hours and the finance major. You even know that too. So, like, I guess so the question. Let me reframe the question. Maybe it'd be better. What's more important to you, being closer physically to your family, or being in a different country to learn more with your skill and your education?
Okay. So as for me, I think we're growing. So there's already a connection within our family, a deeper connection. So I think I'm good with that. It's just that before I even met Uncle Michael, I already have this desire to actually study, if possible, before, and to actually work in abroad because the pay here.
Yeah.
My
I
gosh.
think all the viewers know
Yeah,
that.
I think everyone eats 3 times a day. And like,
Wow.
yeah, we wanted a higher pay and we wanted to actually pursue a path that we weren't familiar with and we can grow a lot deeper with, having a newer environment and to actually grow on our own. To have an individual perspective of, growth or we're already also, I think our families would understand the need to actually explore on your own. So for me right now, I think I've given importance and value to my family, but I want to also grow as an individual. So if I have the opportunity, I would actually go to abroad and pursue, for a better career there.
And if you had your choice tomorrow, for example, you're graduated, you've done your
Even
OJT,
right
you've done
now.
your internship. What country as of right now would you pick? Do you
Right now,
Yeah.
economy wise, I think Canada would be great. It's just that they have a strict when it comes to, foreign. But when it comes to like peacefulness and like also the pay, I would say Switzerland if I have the because it's so peaceful there too. And
Yes.
I don't want to like focus more on my job. I also want to like experience life. And I think that when you go there, there's a lot of peace and you can just enjoy your career too. And, a lot of aspects.
Okay.
It's nice there.
So I'll ask the finance major that same question while we're on the topic.
Okay.
Do you feel influenced at all to go abroad after when you graduate and you're all finished with your well, I know you take boards. I know you're going to, and how about you in finance?
No, there's no
Okay,
board
so you
exam.
get to bypass the boards.
Yeah.
So do you think after you graduate and do your OJT, your intern or externship, whatever, they do here, would you be more influenced to go to another country as well?
Yes, of course, 100% ever
Wow.
since I was born.
Wow. Why don't you tell us really how you feel?
Ever since I was like maybe 5 years old when I got
Oh my gosh.
When I was exposed
when
to
I was
poverty.
exposed to poverty.
Oh,
So we've
thank you. You really
we've
clarified that
we've
part.
been wanting to go to another country, and like
Yeah.
the imagining the thought of like walking in the street and like
Yeah.
walking with the coat and then the boots. It's so
Ah,
fancy, you know.
yeah, yeah. And I heard
Yeah.
you can attach a brand name with the coats and the boots.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
If we manage our finance,
correct. Yes, if you're
yeah,
responsible.
correctly.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So, okay, then you know what I'm going to ask you next.
Yeah.
So, what country would you be wearing that nice fancy coat, and boots, and the Prada purse, and all of that? What country?
If I'm gonna be wearing that, I would be in New York. But like, yeah,
That's capital of fashion.
yeah,
So, okay.
yeah.
Other than Paris, yes.
Other than that, if yeah, as what she said, economy wise, it would be Canada.
Canada. Okay. Yeah.
Canada.
Good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good choice. Wow. That was a very exciting right there. Those questions were great.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we got it covered.
Okay, so that about covers this interview, you guys. Please subscribe, like, and share. I know you're sick of hearing that all the time, but our channel is new, it's young, and we really need your support just to hit subscribe and like. That's all we need. We don't ask for anything else. So this was a great interview. I know I've learned a lot. And I hope the audience has too, because there's some pretty insightful questions and really insightful answers here. Uh, Dumaguete, again, is a major expat hub where a lot of us expats land. And it's really good to know that when we're in a relationship, we get into a relationship. And like I've said in my previous videos, when you are with a Filipino, you are with the entire family. So when you have an emotional connection and you take the leap and you're in a full blown out relationship, pre-marriage, marriage, whatever steps you take, you marry the family when you marry the Filipina. And out here, that is a good thing because this is a very family-oriented country. So for those of you watching this who are in the UK, the United States, anywhere else, you need to make the plunge. If you're tired of the economy where you're at, the US, I love the US, and we all usually, love our country of origin. I'm dedicated. I will always support it and always talk good about it. But for retirement, the Philippines is a number one location, and it's not just because of the economy, and it is the people. And as you've just heard through this interview, I say no more. I don't have to say anymore. And thank you for watching. God bless you all. Watch, like, and subscribe to all of our daily and weekly fresh video content. Thank you and have a blessed day.